process, right? So as we studied that it is a physical, chemical and biological treatment of water, right? So let's see step by step. They said it's a step by step procedure. So let's find out what is the step by step procedure. So what is the first step? Umana, can you please read out the first step?
Physical and biological treatment of wastewater. Bar screens. Bar screens are the screens that prevent the flow of large objects in wastewater. These screens help to remove large objects like rags, plastic bags, cans, napkins, and sticks from sewage.
Correct, understood. So basically what is the work, what is the function of the bar screens? What do they do, Unmana? What is the function of the bar screens?
They prevent the flow, like if there are like large particles, like large waste particles in water, so they prevent that from flowing, and materials like plastic bags, cans, and the napkins, they are like filter type things, so they help to remove those objects.
Correct. So these are basically, obstructions, right? If these cannot be further processed. So the best thing is to physically remove the larger objects first. Once the larger objects are removed, then it becomes easier to remove the other remaining objects. See the bars out here. Why is it, it is actually known as bars because these are the bars. There are certain metallic bars that are being placed here, right? It's a very normal process, just like the way we use net, right? Why do we use net? If there is a fine mesh, here, right? So what will happen? All the clean water, not clean water, but all the liquid substances will go here, and the bigger particles like bottles, sticks, right, balls, or whatever, certain big particles will be obstructed here, right? So only the fluid portion will pass by. So here if you see, only the fluid portion has come out, only the liquid part has come out, and behind the bars out here, only the bigger substances have got stuck. So that will be again physically removed, correct? Okay, so what is the second process? Let's understand. Anna, can you please read out the second process?
Step 2. Grit chamber. Wastewater from the bar screens is allowed to pass through the grit chambers in a slow manner.
Correct. So what happens here in the grit chamber?
I think in this, like once the water passes through, once the water passes through the bar screens, the water is traveled slowly, and then the later small impurities are also removed.
Correct. Very good. So basically, when they say grit chamber means, a little large particles of maybe stones. It could be a little large particle of impurities, pieces of broken glass, pieces of broken plastics, little pebbles. Maybe if there were food, a little large food particles, the bigger ones like the bottles, the sticks, the utensils, the balls, which got stuck at the bar, right? The bar chamber. Now at the grit chamber, they are also filtering the little smaller ones, smaller than the bottles, right? And here all the water that has been allowed from the bar chamber, here at the grit chamber, the water is allowed to settle. That's the reason why they're sending the water in a very slow manner. If they send it in a slow manner, what happens? All the larger particles or the heavier particles will settle down at the base, right? And then it will be easier for, whoever are there at the wastewater treatment plant, it will be easier for them to scum or maybe take out these particles, because by then it will have already settled down.
A clarifier is a tank with its central part inclined downwards so as to allow feces to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
The way settle at the bottom. The way settle at the bottom is termed.
Termed as.
Oh, okay. Termed as sludge.
Mm-hmm.
Termed. Okay. Sludge is transferred to a tank composed using bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, a skimmer
Mm-hmm.
is used to remove oils and grease.
Correct. So basically what is happening here at this level, Vatsala? So basically what's happening here is that, this is like a huge tank. This is like a huge tank, much, much bigger than you can imagine. Obviously, the entire city wastewater is coming here, right? So what's happening is that if you can just see from the sideways, it looks like this. Like this. The entire chamber looks like this. It is a little slanted and it is a little deep in the middle. Why is it deep in the middle? So that all the water, from the grit chamber, all the water that comes in here, right? All the feces, they are saying feces. Basically, human waste is animal waste, human waste, these are like a little thick, liquidy kind of a substance. So all these settle down here, right? And only the little more lighter fluid is at the top. And the heavier fluid or the heavier, semi-liquid, semi-solid stuff settle down here. Correct? So this portion is known as the sludge. So have you understood what is sludge basically?
Yes, ma'am. It's like, so simply it's like suppose you have a bottle of dirty water.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave after shaking it a lot and leaving it still for next 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
all the dirt will just go down.
Correct. Correct. So remember when we were discussing about the lab, filtration in the lab, remember we were also discussing the stage whereby, we were allowing it to settle down for some time in sedimentation process. So all the dirt was settling down. Remember? So this is kind of that stage. If you compare it to the lab. So this is the sedimentation stage almost, if you can say. Right? So here all the sludge settle down, the heavier liquid kind of a stuff, it settles down. Now what they do is that they take out the sludge from here. They take out the sludge and they put it in another tank where it is decomposed using bacteria. So see, it is so interesting. So what they do is that, they take out the sludge and they pour this sludge in another tank. There's a huge tank here and they pour the semi-solid, semi-liquid sludge here. So this is the sludge, right? And on this sludge, they additionally, they put some bacteria. Why do they need to add some bacteria? Any
Yes,
idea? Yeah.
ma'am, I know. So
Yeah, tell
because
me.
of bacteria, I think, ma'am, we've learned this as much I remember. I think because of the bacteria, it catches all the germs and dirt, and further they settle down.
Yes. So what actually does is that, the bacteria decomposes these materials because these are like, mostly they are like organic materials and they need to be further broken down into small, small pieces. So the bacteria actually, help to decompose this material and break down into smaller substances. This is what the bacteria does, right? And then remember the liquid that was there in the tank, the slanting inclined tank like this. Remember the tank from where they had only picked up the sludge. Now the liquid is there. What do they do to the liquid? They use a skimmer. What is a skimmer? From a skimmer, from the top layer, only from the top layer, they remove the oil and the grease. Remember we had studied that oil and grease is light, so it always floats at the top. So whatever oil and grease are there, with the help of a skimmer is also kind of a huge machine through which they skim out, they skim out the oil and fat. Many of you must be drinking milk. So have you heard of this word called skimmed milk? What is skimmed milk? What is skimmed milk?
Ma'am, you don't have to heat this milk, so like it doesn't have any bacteria or so.
No, no.
Then I don't know.
Skimmed
Ma'am,
milk.
it removes all the oils and all.
Correct. It removes all the fats. For example, people who are very health conscious, they do not want to have much oil and fat, they would go for skimmed milk. Right? In skimmed milk, what happens is that we all know milk has a lot of fat in it. So through a skimmer machine, what they do is that in the factory itself, it's, all the fat comes at the top of the milk. So they take out all the fat, and that process is known as skimming. So they will say that this is a skimming process of milk. We have skimmed out all the fats. So now this milk is fat-free milk. You can drink this, you can lose weight. They also name it as diet milk because it has got no oil, no fat in it. Absolutely nothing, no fat. It just is filled with protein, minerals and vitamins.
Ma'am, can you tell the bacteria which is added?
There are various types of bacteria that are being added. These are bacteria which are actually beneficial for decomposing. It depends on what is the kind of, waste that they have, right? Let me just give you a few. So there are certain aerobic bacteria, right, which breaks up these material into, smaller particles, right? There are certain aerobic bacteria. All right. Okay. So now that we are done with the third stage of clarifier, right? We are done with the third stage of clarifier. Now oil has been removed, grease has been removed, sludge has been removed, bottles, sticks, big pieces have been removed, even the smaller particles have been removed. So now what are we left with to be removed? What does the fourth stage do? It does aeration, right? Priscilla, can you read out the fourth stage?
Yes, ma'am. Physical and biological treatment of wastewater. Step 4. Aerator. The clarified water is passed into an aerator. An aerator pumps air into the water to settle the bacteria to the bottom of the tank as activated sludge.
Correct. Okay, so just to give you Bhavya, there is this bacteria called Hay bacillus. Hay bacillus is a very potent bacteria. Huh? Alna had asked the question. So Hay bacillus is a bacteria, right, which can be added to that sludge to break down that sludge into smaller particles. Correct? So Hay bacillus is also known as the grass bacillus. Right? Okay. Bhavya, ma'am, if there is any animal being stuck in a sewage pipe and it is unable to come out, then what will happen if there are those big planks kind of things in the middle, then what will happen? So Bhavya, do you mean to say that the animal would be live or dead animals?
Ma'am, it can be any of it.
See, if they are dead animals, if they are the animal carcass matlab the dead body of a animal. If it is a carcass, it will be removed from the bar chamber only. Remember the first stage.
Alive?
If it is alive, it will not go till that extent. No, how will that animal pass through those huge pipes? Because it has traveled a long distance to reach the wastewater treatment plant. Just imagine where our house is and where the wastewater treatment plant is. It is maybe a few kilometers.
Yes, ma'am. Like when the drainage water, the drainage water, goes from our house into those sewage pipes. So what if it gets flowed away with the water?
So nothing. It will get stuck at the bar. It will get stuck at the bar chamber, at the first chamber only. And anyways, that bar chamber area, they are being cleaned to remove all those big particles. So if the animal is still alive, they will remove the animal from there.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So aerator chamber, here what happens? is the clarified water which came from the clarified chamber is being passed into an aerator. What is the work of an aerator? Can anybody tell me what is the role of an aerator?
Ma'am, it adds the bacteria.
No, bacteria to we have already added. Aerator, air means air. A-E-R, air means air. It is
the air and further it settles the bacteria down.
correct. So basically it is the addition of air. Aerator means it is the addition of air into the water to settle the bacteria to the bottom of the tank as activated sludge. Right? So
what keeps the bacteria?
See, remember I was talking about certain aerobic bacteria and there is something called an anaerobic bacteria. Right? Aerobic bacteria are bacteria which work very well in the presence of air. If there is air, they will be doubly, they will break down the particles very fast and they're very, very potential there. And anaerobic bacteria, they work very well in the absence of air. But in this case, we have used Hay bacillus, which is an aerobic bacteria. So we need to give it some air. And the air present in the environment is not enough. We have to add air. Right? Now tell me, how many of you have baked cake at home? While making the cake, so that, she adds a lot of air. How does she add air to the cake, to the batter? How does she add air to the batter? She makes the batter first, no? With egg and flour and everything. So she adds air by whisking it, by continuously, by continuously whisking it with a whipper or with a fork or with a beater machine, right? She by beating it, she's putting in air inside the batter. And the more air goes into the cake, the fluffier is the cake. You will see certain cakes are not that fluffy. That means it has not been aerated well. If you beat or whisk the cake constantly, you will have a very soft and a spongy cake and a fluffy cake because you've added air to that. Similarly, in this water also air is being added. Can you see this rotatory movement? Continuously churning. Continuously churning. So by this what will happen is that more air will get into it. Here they have added air for the bacteria to work well. Right? Then the sludge will become activated. The bacteria is working on the sludge. It's breaking down the different particles. So it's like an activated sludge. It's not a lazy or a dull sludge.